In a world of magic and mystery, two schoolgirls and their intrepid friends travel forth into adventure. This is Miss Moogle's Finishing School. So we start in the courtyard of the Shattered City. This area is strangely clear of all debris, but there are large cracks in the rock billowing thick gray smoke into the sky, obscuring the sky to the point that it almost looks like night. The courtyard is walled in, with a sheer mountain face to the front and two large buildings on each side. The left side is surrounded by statues of giants with swords and with armor and helmets, warriors obviously, or generals or gladiators. The building to the right is domed, with the center of the dome open to the sky. This building is surrounded by robed giant figures holding books. When you look past the gateway to that section, the section with the statues with the books, you see a dim flickering light in the gloom. There's writing over the gateways on both sides. So, Umi, what are you going to do?
I want to look around.
So the courtyard you guys are in, as you guys have come up the city, this place is opened up into an area that's not covered in debris. So this area looks either cleaned off or it's just not destroyed. The buildings in this area are still in pretty good shape. Like I said, there are a few cracks kind of off to the right, and that's where this fog is billowing out of, this smoke is billowing out of. To the front is the bottom of the statue you could see from the base of the mountain of the giant on a throne. You're kind of seeing his feet and the bottom of the throne, and there are a few possible carved areas that could be like thralls or slaves or humans. You're not really sure. That part's a little faded. To the left are the statues of the armed soldiers, of the soldiers and gladiators and generals, and there's a gateway with lettering over it. And then to the right is the domed building with the center of the dome open, and it is surrounded by robed figures holding books and scrolls. And then there's a gateway to that district, to that area, with writing over it as well.
Would I recognize the writing?
What are your languages, actually?
Common, Druidic, Aklo, and Sylvan.
Okay, you won't know it just from that. Do you have linguistics as a trained skill? Nope, okay. Does anybody else?
I speak Common, Draconic, Aklo, and Elven. Would I recognize any of it?
Zova, you're recognizing the lettering on both sides. The lettering on both sides is in Draconic.
Okay.
The wording over the gateway where the soldiers are is incomprehensible to you.
But I recognize the letters.
The lettering, yeah.
Okay.
It would be like looking at something in Spanish if you don't speak Spanish.
Okay.
The wording over the gateway where the robes are is readable to you, and it says District of the Wise.
Okay, that is which side it says that?
That's the side with the robed figures and the dome that's open to the sky. So, Zova's from this area, and this area, this whole area to the west, is considered haunted, and she's really uneasy with this, so I'm going to be asking Umi and Diana to take the lead a little bit more often in this one, just because of kind of the history with it. This place is creepy to everybody, the scariest fucking place you could possibly imagine for Zova. So if I'm asking you guys more often, that's why.
Hey guys, this one over here near the dome says District of the Wise. The other one, I can read the letters, but I can't make it out. It's not in a language that I'm familiar with.
And that's also the side with the flickering light past the gateway.
The side that I can't read?
The side that you can read.
Oh, okay.
So do you think we should go check out this flickering light?
I'm down. I will hold back a little bit, guys. I'll have my stuff ready.
No, that's not like you, Zova.
Yeah, everybody's got their own thing.
I'll lead.
Okay. So you guys are going through the gateway?
I have my rapier out. I've got my hand on the hilt.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys make your way towards this gateway, and as you come to the gateway, you're looking around, and this area is expertly tooled. This looks like the rock was grown out of the ground. They were so good at carving rock and creating buildings. And as you come through the gateway, you can see that there is fog coming out there's a little bit of fog leaking out from the dome area of this large kind of marble hall. right to the left of the gateway. And this area also has some statues, and the statues are all in different poses. Like some of them are reading, some of them are like pointing like they're giving a speech. They've all got robes on. The robes all have kind of celestial symbols. They've got stars and suns and moons and planets, different symbols like that. And then as you continue to walk, it's a pillared kind of frontage, a pillared porch in front of this hallway. And in front of this porch to the side, there's a small grass hut. And that's where the light that you can see flickering is coming from.
Before we walk much further, I want to cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay, you want to cast Detect Magic on the hut?
Yes.
You're seeing kind of that reddish black that you had seen in Miss Moogle's office and that you had seen at Magmar's Wizard Tower in the fog. But it's not intense, like it's not really, really bright. It's not active magic, but it looks almost like a magic byproduct. And when you look at the hut, it's kind of a glowing grayish blue, and that's not like leaking out. You can just kind of see kind of a little bit of grayish blue kind of in with the kind of the dim torchlight or the dim campfire light from this hut.
Okay. I think it's safe to go on, guys.
All right. Well, I think we should proceed with caution.
Diana, as you approach this hut, you peer in the opening, and you can see drying herbs hanging from the ceiling. There are books and jars against the back wall on all the walls. There's a cauldron over a fire. There's a figure standing behind the cauldron. To you, it looks like a wild-haired woman with bone white hair and ashes smeared over her skin, and she's just staring at you guys.
Are we thinking like witch doctor or apothecary?
This place looks like a witch's hut.
Ah, witch doctor, huh? Okay. I want to kind of cautiously say, hi, who are you?
Okay, are you standing outside or are you kind of stepping in?
Kind of like in the entryway.
Okay, so you're standing in and everybody's behind you. Okay. You kind of peer in and you're like, hi. And this person looks at you and she says, I have seen your faces in my cauldron. Your coming was presaged by the infernal fog. Tell me why you seek me.
Well, we aren't seeking you, but we kind of just came here.
I'm going to overcome my fear, poke around Diana to look in. Did I hear what she said?
She's not actually whispering. She just has a kind of quiet voice. So you could probably get the gist of that. You guys are none of you guys feel unwelcome here. She's talking to you. She's not like warning you off.
I'm going to stick my head in and go, ma'am, she's a woman, correct?
You would think that she's a woman, yes.
Ma'am, we're actually here searching for the soothsayer who might know something about Miss Moogle.
Miss Moogle, the paragon has plummeted from her pedestal. How poetic. Come in, my dears.
I look at the two of them.
I'll go in a little bit.
And I'm going to go in as well.
Okay, so you guys go in and you just kind of like circle around the cauldron?
I don't know that my back's on the wall.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a small hut. So you walk in and you guys are all kind of seeing these herbs and you kind of get this herby smell and you can see like books on the walls and you can see jars with kind of like colored liquids in it. And then at the top of the hut, near the hole for the smoke from the fire to escape, there's a perch, and on the perch there's a pygmy vulture. And you come in and you guys all kind of stand there, and she says, "Tell me of your plight."
Well, you see here, Granny, we came here because we're looking for answers about Miss Moogle and about a mysterious fellow.
A fellow. Well, my girls, I would love to help. My powers are predicated on the stars, and as you can see, it's a little dark. But if you would like to help me, perhaps I could help you.
Oh, what do you have in mind?
A moon ago, the lizard men made their obeisance. They wished only passage into the catacombs. In my hubris, I allowed them to slither by. It was only hours before the fog rose, and my bones are too old to find the source. The wisdom within the hall is hidden from me as the moons rise from new to horned and full and back again. Heed me. Seek out the infernal machine within, and put a stop to its dreadful hum. Only then can I help you find my foolish sister.
Sister?
Oh, she's Miss Moogle's sister?
You just want to know what's making all this fog, right?
I believe the machine within is causing the fog. Go into the hall and descend to the catacombs.
Okay, you're gonna really have to stop with all these riddles, Granny. If you need to talk to Zova about this. She's the smart one.
I say that we go into the hall and descend into the catacombs.
Same.
That wasn't really a riddle. That was just directions.
I like the way you said that.
The rest of it was. I get where you're coming from, but that last bit was actually like what to do.
I just had a question. Is it a metaphorical machine or is it actual a machine?
You can give me like a perception check to see what you think.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you definitely got it. She thinks this fog is coming from a machine that's in the catacombs, so she probably has some idea of what is here, and she thinks it's a machine in the catacombs. So you guys exit the hut, and as you exit, the little pygmy vulture goes at you, and you guys come back around, and you enter the Hall of the Wise. So you go in. Zova, are you still in the rear, bringing up the rear?
Yeah, and I still got my hand on my hilt.
Okay. So as you guys enter this area, the central area there's like a central kind of dais raised up, and it's the same size as the hole in the ceiling. This is probably where they had their observatory. And as you move towards the back of this building, there are overturned shelves with ripped up and rotting books, and there are some leather satchels, and they're just books and detritus of a library scattered across the floor here. And there's a small path that has been kind of kicked out. Somebody has walked through here and kicked out a path to the very rear of the room. And in the rear of the room, the floor gives way. The floor is kind of broken out. It's not just a hole and then a drop. It's a hole full of debris sloping downwards. So you could actually walk on to get underneath where the library is.
Guys, before we go much farther, let me cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything that we need to be aware of.
Really good idea, because I don't have anything like that.
Okay, so you cast Detect Magic, and everywhere in where you're at, everywhere in this city, this fog has gotten thicker. And now that you're at the top and you're at these cracks, this is where the fog is coming from. There's no crack in the building, but from the outside, that's where this fog is coming from. Wherever you can see this, like the wisps of this fog coming in, you're seeing that kind of black, reddish glow. But they're like little mites of magic in the air with it. Give me a Knowledge Arcana check.
That's a 13.
With a 13, you can look at this and you can say that it's not dangerous to breathe, but this smoke has some kind of magical effect.
Would there be any books in the rubble that would be important?
You can give me a perception check.
I got an 18 plus 8.
As you kind of pick through this fallen library with just stuff everywhere, you're making your way kind of closer to the hole, and you're starting to hear, and almost more than hear, feel a deep hum. As you're looking through the books, you can see that some of these scrolls that are on the ground don't look rotted. They look pulled apart. Some of the books, some of the bound in leather books, especially, when you kind of look through those, you can kind of nudge it with your foot and see that some of these books, all of the pages are also leather. And these books aren't destroyed either. They're pulled open. Somebody has come through and like grabbed and been ripping stuff open, and they're looking for something. But some of these books also are rotted because it's papyrus or paper or silk. And they've been here for so long, they've started to rot. So some of these books are not so much intact, but they would be readable, but they're not in one piece. They've been ripped apart. Somebody's come through here like a whirlwind looking for something. And like I said, you've seen this path kicked out. So somebody's kicked their way to this collapsed area, and probably while they were kicking, they were picking stuff up and going through it.
All right, well, it looks like someone purposely came in and trashed the place over here, guys.
Are there any books that aren't torn up?
There are books that on the outside don't look torn up, but they're paper books. They're books that have started to rot. So these are books that aren't readable anyway. If it's something that could have been readable, they've been opened and tossed aside carelessly or ripped apart. Somebody's looking for something in particular.
I didn't know if we might be able to find like a book to help us translate this stuff we didn't know when we had originally got to the place.
Zova, give me an intelligence check.
It's a 12.
Logically, from what you're seeing, this is a giant city. Giants use Draconic as their lettering. Everything that's not actually in Draconic is probably in Giant.
I think this is in Giant, Umi. I'm looking at the books as well.
Okay, if you're looking at the books, yeah, you're seeing some of these books. All of these books are in Giant, which, because they're in Giant, you can tell they're not spell books.
Okay, so if these are in Giant, then what are the lizard guys doing here? So I think we should follow the rock path.
Okay. You guys pick your way down this kind of collapsed area, and it's not too sharp, it's not too slick. Somebody's built this, and it's pretty much perfect for walking down. It's not steps, but it's the next best thing. So you guys get to the bottom, and you're standing on a small landing, and the area behind you, behind where this rubble was, is either collapsed or non-existent. There are two tunnels. There's a tunnel directly in front of you, and there's a tunnel directly to the right of you.
Do we see anything down either tunnel?
No, and it's real dark.
I'm gonna just cast Detect Magic again.
You're kind of looking, and you're seeing a little bit of like the wisp of that black red, but it's not really intense. But you don't have dark vision, so you can only see as far as you would see to detect the magic. And it's dark, like you're in the catacombs.
The red black that I'm seeing isn't darker in either tunnel.
No, but you can't see to the end of either tunnel because of how dark it is.
Well, yeah, but so it's not picking up anything specifically heavy from either tunnel.
No, you're not seeing any extra glow from anything, but you really wouldn't see, like if there was something 150 feet away from you or however far away is outside of your range from that, you wouldn't see it anyway because you don't have dark vision. It's dark.
But I do have dungeoneering knowledge. Does that help at all?
What's just the base total bonus if you rolled it?
9.
9. Yeah, you would think that if you use torches, you could probably light this up and see a little bit further.
Let's light our torches.
I light my torch.
So you guys light your torches, and you're looking, and to either end, Zova, your Detect Magic is still on. As far as you can see, it's just the little bits, the little glances of that kind of reddish black. You're not seeing the end of the tunnel. But from as far as you can see, you're not seeing anything that really sets off your danger sense, per se.
So I didn't do it necessarily to find out danger. It was more to find out which one we should go down.
Yeah, you don't have any idea which one you should go down.
Okay.
Does anyone want to put in where we should go, or did we already decide?
You're the leader.
I'll do a survival check. 16 plus 7, so
23. You're looking down. This area is kind of dusty. You're seeing kind of medium size, a little bit bigger than your feet. 3-toed footprints in the dust headed to the front.
There's some footprints that look like it would possibly belong to a lizard person, and they're going into the tunnel, the one right in front of us.
Okay. Maybe we should start there then.
I'm going to go ahead and lead if that's okay, because I have stealth, so I want to be extra stealthy.
Everybody roll, and we'll take the highest roll.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Good thing you said that.
She got a nat 1. Mine's a 24.
20.
You guys are real stealthy and real quiet. You're holding torches, so if somebody's looking, they'll see you, but as far as hearing, nobody's going to hear you.
I wish I could cast like a wall or something to make it look like that there were no torches, but...
We need an invisibility cloak.
Right?
If you have the darkness spell, you could cast it like kind of in front of you, but I don't think you have that, Zova.
I don't have that prepared today.
Okay. So you guys are going to go down the front tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me the order.
Me.
Diana, where do you want to be in this order?
Middle.
Okay, so I'm pulling up the rear again.
You guys start to walk down this tunnel, and it's pretty echoey, just because this is all stone. This is all very smooth, well mined, like well dug stone. Like you can't even see tool marks. And you guys walk down this tunnel for about 300 feet. The tunnel turns to the right.
There's still footprints to the right.
The footprints she's seeing, you've seen them now, they are to the right. You walked about 300 feet down this tunnel, and you see a wall in front of you, and the tunnel turns to the right.
Something seems off about this wall in front of us. Is it like a secret wall?
Give me a perception check.
For the record, for the two of you, have put my torch out and it's back in my pack. And I have my sword out.
21.
This just looks like a stone wall.
Okay, well, I tried. I think we still see footprints, right?
Diana still sees footprints. Tunnel's just curved to the right, basically.
So they go into the wall or they're going to the right?
They're curving with the tunnel. They walk
I'd
around
like to
the
keep
tunnel.
following it.
Yeah, definitely though, like super stealthy.
Yeah.
If
So you
if I
guys-
even hear or think that I hear anything, I'm gonna put my torch out.
Yeah. You turn the corner, and you can see about 40 feet in front of you. This tunnel has like a doorway, and it opens up, and there's a room in front of you with some stuff like on the floor, but you can't really tell from this distance.
Since I'm in front, I'm gonna put my torch behind my back, but still have it so it's not as bright.
Okay, just don't burn your ass.
Umi has lit her hair on fire.
She lit her scarves on fire.
No.
Okay, so you're kind of like holding it down into the back.
Yeah.
And you get kind of to the doorway, and you kind of peek in, and you've got like a little bit of light from Diana's torch and from your torch behind you. And you see that this is a very large room with 3 large kind of trestle tables. And one of them's like turned over, one of them's on the side, and there's a bunch of stuff on the ground. Around the tables, there's a lot of glass and chunks of what could have been like what used to be beakers and what used to be like alembics and tubes, kind of like what you guys found in the basement of Magmar's Wizard Tower where his lab was. But all this stuff is turned over and destroyed.
I want to go in there and investigate.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I got a 12 plus 8.
So 20. Okay, so you hold your torch up and you're looking in this room, and it's a large... Basically, this looks like a lab. To your left, there are 2 medium-sized statues. The one on the wall closest to you is a cyclops. It's only got one eye. The one on the far end, in the far corner of where you're at, basically, it looks like a giant, and it looks like one of the statues upstairs. Like it's got the robe with the kind of symbols on it, and it's holding a book, and it's holding a wand in its hand. And then in front of you is all this glass and stuff overturned and destroyed, and there's dust over everything. This isn't new destruction. This has been destroyed for a while. On the far end of the hall, directly across from you, is another tunnel, but it's collapsed. But it's not so collapsed that you can't see that there's like a tunnel beyond it. And then to your right is another tunnel. And right, as you turn right, and you can see the hallway, like the doorway into the hall. And in that corner, kind of off to the side of it, between that tunnel and the collapsed tunnel, is another large pile of books and broken wood and stuff like that in like a pile. Somebody's just thrown stuff in the corner on top of each other.
Can I make a knowledge of Arcana check?
Yeah, you can make a knowledge arcana check just to see what this is.
Yeah.
I don't have good stats for that, but can I too?
I got an 11. Thankfully, my addition is 9 because I got a 2.
Zova, you're looking around. This looks like an alchemical lab.
This is a destroyed alchemy lab, guys.
So it's like the same lab we saw before. I want to investigate the statues closer real quick.
Which one do you want to look at first?
The one with the book in his hand, the giant.
So you walk over, and you're kind of crunching the glass, crunch, crunch, crunch. And you walk over, and there's another collapsed tunnel between these two statues, but it's totally collapsed. You can't see anything. You can't see around this at all.
I wouldn't be able to get through it at all, even with a kinetic blast.
Nope. You walk over to this statue. It's got the book, and it's got a wand in its hand, And it's a Phrygian cap, which is kind of like what a wizard cap looks like the pointy one, but it's a little floppier.
All of it's made of stone?
It's all stone. He's got a robe on, and it's got the same kind of symbols on it. It's got stars, and it's got moons, and it's got suns, and it's got runes all over it.
All right, I'm going to go look at the Cyclops.
Okay, so you walk over to the Cyclops. Honestly, the outfit that he has on, the little robe, kind of looks like the apprentice robes that you wore when you were apprentices at Miss Moogle's. He's a learner, and he's got a quill, or he's got a stylus, and he's got like a wax tablet, like he's going to take notes.
So, like, it kind of seems weird that they're just in here. Was it a classroom of sorts, or were they turned into stone?
They're standing on plinths, like they're standing on like the little bases, so they look like statues.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're good. I think we could probably go to the door now.
Okay, so there's the partially collapsed tunnel, the collapsed tunnel, and the completely clean tunnel.
I want to investigate the partially collapsed one.
Okay, so the partially collapsed one is to the right of the robed one, and that's the one that's directly across the room from where you guys came in. You walk over and you kind of hold your torch up, and you can see that there's there's a room beyond it. This is just past the hall, but there's so much rubble in it that there's no way you would be able to fit in, and it doesn't look like you can see the floor. You can just see rubble in it, but you can see that it kind of opens up into a room.
Okay, but there's no way to get in there, so it's pointless.
You can't fit in it.
Well, we'll go to the clean tunnel, I guess.
Okay, so you are walking around this large pile of rubble. Everybody give me a perception check.
23.
22.
18.
Umi and Zova, you're looking at this pile of rubble, and this pile of rubble looks different than the rest of the rubble. There's no stone in it. This is mostly wood, and there's some books, but you can kind of peek through and see that there's something underneath of it, regular looking. It almost looks like a table or a box.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Okay, you're digging through to get to this box?
I quietly cast Detect Magic behind her to see what I can see.
So you're kind of like pawing through, and you kind of sweep some stuff away, and there is a large box that if you had your knees to your chest, you could almost fit into. And it's got a large lock on the front of it.
I found the box. I think we need a key or a way to open it. Hey, guess what? I can do that.
Sorry, Zova, you cast a Detect Magic. You don't see anything of any special anything
so it's not
on
like
this.
a magic box.
I'm gonna unlock it with my kinetic ability.
Give me an escape artist check.
So 13. Is that enough?
So you jimmy jam with this, and it unlocks. And you open it, and on the top, this is a pretty deep box. It's probably 3 feet deep. Like, it's big. On the top is another box, and it's the same length almost, but it's got like kind of little handholds on it, and it looks polished. This is polished wood. It's not just like a wooden trunk.
Is there a lock on it?
There isn't one that you can see, but it's got handles on the sides.
I want to pull it out.
So you kind of reach out and grab it, and you pull it up, and it's a little deep, and you can kind of hear things clinking and clattering in it, and it does have a lock on the front.
I want to open it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a check.
Got a 12 plus 4.
16?
Yeah.
You pop this open. This is an alchemy set. There are beakers, and it's got like a little burner, like a little chemical burner, and it's got some strange looking little papers, like thick but fine paper in it, off to the side, and it has a small like box of little lead balls, and then to the left of that is like a little handheld thing. It's like got a ball shape on the end of it, and it's got like a little door that swings open, and it's got a hole on the top of it. So this is a little alchemy set with some lead balls and papers. There's no actual chemicals in it, but it's got all the hardware for something.
I have my sword out. I walk towards her.
Okay, so you walk over and you're seeing this alchemy set. Give me a knowledge of Arcana check.
I thought she was about to, like, hit it with her sword. I was like,
No. I just have it out because I'm scared.
She gonna stab you and take it?
I got a 12.
Okay, so you're looking at it, and this is an alchemy set, and it's got kind of it's got an interesting look because this isn't like any other alchemy sets that you've like studied before, and the lead balls are kind of weird to you, and your detect magic is showing that there, even though it's gone, one of the little like burner trays that you would like set stuff in to like burn, like to heat up, has just a whiff of light powder blue magic on the bottom of it. And as you're looking at this, you can kind of see into the box behind it. And there are two smaller boxes that tray was resting on.
Hey, Umi, there's a couple more boxes in there. You want to pull those out and open them?
yeah.
Okay, which one are you going to unlock first, the right or the left?
The left.
Okay. This has a very, 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 very tiny lock on it. So go ahead and give me an escape artist check.
Okay, so I got an 8 plus 4.
12. You can't quite get this one open. This one's kind of heavy, and again, this one is very polished. You couldn't quite get that one open, though.
Oh, can I try again later?
You can try again later, yes.
Okay, I'll pocket
Not
it
right
and
away.
try it again later.
You'll stick it in your pack. What about, are you going to do the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a check on that one.
Okay, I got a nat 20.
Now you just pop that one straight open. This has, tell me what everybody's languages are.
I only speak common.
Okay.
I have Common, Draconic, Aklo, and Elven.
I have Common, Druidic, Aklo, and Sylvan.
You're looking at these squigglies in this book, and you don't understand it, but there's a lot of pictures. And in these pictures, you're seeing the alchemy equipment that you've seen. You're seeing like a little goblin pouring stuff, or it's not a goblin. It looks kind of like a goblin, but it's thicker. And he's like pouring a liquid into the little circle thing. And then the next picture is them opening it, and it's got the little lead balls. And then the next picture is them wrapping the ball in that paper that's in it with some kind of powder. And then on the next page, it's a 2-page spread of a handgun, like a dueling pistol.
I have a really quick question.
Go ahead.
Is this magic in the, is it, I have read magic. I can decipher magic inscriptions on objects. Is this a magic inscription?
No.
Okay.
This is not a spell book.
He said it was scribbles because I'm the one who opened it. I only speak common. So I'm going to be like, hey guys, come over here and check out these cool pictures. And then one of y'all should be able to read it.
So this is in Goblin.
Oh, never mind.
They don't read Goblin, but with everybody, if you guys want to make intelligence checks,
Yes.
you guys can do that.
I'm not very smart today. That's a 7.
Okay, well, I got a 17 with everything.
19.
Diana, you and Umi can look at this and kind of deduce that this is a handbook. You've never seen a handgun, but you would assume from looking at this that this is a handbook for how to use this alchemy set to create ammunition for whatever this thing is that's in its hand. It's a picture of a dueling pistol. You don't know what that is, but you can look at this thing and deduce that they use this set to create whatever goes into this, and they're shooting it out of it.
Why are they trying to make these things to put inside of this thing?
Would any of us know what a gun is?
You might have heard stories about guns or whatever, so you could, like I said, you could deduce that these things go into this, and that it more than likely is shooting something out, but you don't necessarily know what it is.
Well, So my family has land. We have cattle and stuff.
Yeah, but not everybody has guns, though. The alchemy set's probably too heavy to take right now, but you could take the other two, the box and the manual with you if you wanted to. Now what are you going to do?
Do I have an actual backpack?
You guys all have, like, knapsacks, like good-sized knapsacks.
I'm going to take the balls and the paper with me. That way if someone were to find this, they wouldn't be able to, like, use it.
Okay, so, Umi, you want to take the bullets and the paper, you said.
Yeah, and then I want to
The
take
balls and the paper.
manual and the box I haven't opened.
Okay. So you put that in your pack, and what are you guys going to do now? So you've got two collapsed tunnels, and an open tunnel. The open tunnel is fairly close to where you just dug through all that rubble.
Well, that's where we were heading.
Okay, so you guys are going to go through that. Okay, so you start to walk down that tunnel, and you get about 100 feet down. You see another collapsed tunnel, like down, collapsed straight down, and then it turns to the right.
I want to look at the collapsed tunnel.
Yeah, this one's so collapsed it's impenetrable. You don't see or know anything beyond it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep following the path.
So you guys turn to the right and follow the path down, and you go about another 150 feet, and you're back to where you started.
How?
All right. Well, guys, I think we need to check out another tunnel.
So we shouldn't have kept following the tunnel.
No, we should have gone right instead of straight.
Can I do a dungeoneering check? Okay. I would like to know what we need to do. I'm just doing like a check to see if something becomes knowledgeable once I roll this. 24?
So all the tunnels are collapsed except these two. This tunnel circles back around, and you could not see any other tracks. There's probably a secret door somewhere.
I think there's a secret door somewhere.
The library.
Down up there or down here?
The one that had all the books torn up.
Well, yeah, that's how we got down here, though.
Not a secret door.
No.
I'm saying let's go back there, pull all the books that aren't, and then we'll see if a secret door opens up.
So is that where the secret door's at?
I have no clue. I don't know what to do.
What about that wall? The wall that looked like a wall. Was that a wall or was it not a wall?
Well, you did a really good perception check and it was a wall, but there were a few walls that we ran into and we only did that with one. So maybe we should go do it with the other ones.
I want to like walk like with my arms out so like I can touch the wall while we're walking. Did we already investigate? We already investigated this area completely, right?
Except for the walls to find the secret passageway.
You kind of investigated everything.
I don't like the way you said that.
I don't either.
You guys work your way back to the item lab. None of the walls look funky. Because of your high dungeoneering check, Zova, you might think that it's something to do with what the soothsayer said as she sent you on your way.
Okay, so the soothsayer said that the wisdom within the library is hidden from me. The wisdom of the hall is hidden as the moons move from new to horn to full and back again. So did we investigate, Umi, did you look at the statue?
He had moons and stuff on him. So we need to go to that statue.
So you guys walk up to the statue, and when you get close to it, you can see that it's got kind of sun, kind of moon, star, rune, whatever. And there's, in kind of a rough circle, it's got a cycle of the moon. There's just a black colored in spot, and then a sliver, and then a half moon, and then a sliver, and then a full moon.
That looks very suspect. Umi, do you want to see if it does something if you mess with it?
I want to observe the moons. Well, she said in the thing, it was like where the moon goes here and here and then back again. Maybe we need to like mess with one of the moons, like
Well, that's why
press
I'm saying
on them.
manipulate them. See if you can do any of that.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna start touching each individual moon.
Walk me through it. Which one? How are you doing it?
The soothsayer said, "The wisdom of the hall is hidden as the moons move from new to horned to full and back again." So maybe you should manipulate find the new moon, the horned moon, and then the full moon and back again.
That's what I was gonna do, because
Okay.
that's what I was thinking. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so describe it. Which one do you touch first?
So I touched the moon,
Which moon?
the new moon.
So you push on like the black like circle?
Yes.
Okay, so when you touch it, it has a little bit of give to it.
The other moon that's next.
Horned.
You push the new moon and it clicked. Okay, so you push the horned moon and it clicks.
And then back again to the first one.
You need to click the full moon first.
Oh, I thought okay. Yeah, the full moon.
Okay, so you push the full moon and it clicks.
And then back to the first moon.
You push that again, and as you push it, it kind of gives a little bit extra, and you hear like a rocky sliding sound, and the statue slides off and around to the left.